Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be tackling the psychology of trading.
Right.
How to keep those emotions from turning winning trades into losers.
Right.
And you've sent in an excerpt from The Secrets of Emotion-Free Trading by Larry Levin, published back in 2000.
Interesting.
Looks like Levin wanted to help off-the-floor traders navigate the mental game of the market.
Yeah, it's interesting how Levin emphasizes that technical analysis is only half the battle.
Yeah.
You can have the best strategy, but if your emotions are calling the shots,
Right.
well, you're probably headed for trouble.
It's like having a Ferrari, but not knowing how to drive stick.
Right.
The book starts with the story, The Tale of Two Traders, Ned and James. These fictional traders show us exactly what Levin's talking about. Ned's this guy who's used to success in the business world and figures trading will be a piece of cake. But his emotions get the better of him. Big wins go to his head. Losses send him spiraling.
Yeah, classic rookie mistake. And Levin really drives this point home with the story of Ned nearly launching his coffee mug after a bad trade. The point isn't to shame anyone who's been there, but to show that letting emotions dictate your actions in the market can have consequences.
Yeah, and it's not just about losing money. It impacts other parts of your life, too.
Right.
We see Ned's wife walking out of his office after he blows up, a pretty clear sign that this stuff bleeds into everything.
Exactly. Now contrast that with James. He's methodical, learns from experienced traders, sets realistic goals, and even uses visualization techniques to stay disciplined. James understands that the market doesn't care about his feelings, and that's a key to his success.
He gets it. The market is like this unpredictable force of nature. You can't control it, but you can control how you react to it.
Right.
There's this great line in the book where Levin says, trading really is different from everything else we do in life. And I think that sums it up perfectly.
Yeah, it challenges our everyday thinking, right, in most areas of life.
Yeah.
Hard work equals reward. But in trading, you can work hard, have a solid plan, and still lose.
Yeah,
That's why mastering the mental game is so crucial.
So how do we actually get to this emotion-free trading that Levin talks about?
Well, he outlines some key principles that James embodies. First off, setting realistic goals.
Okay.
It's not about making $1 million overnight. Start small. Focus on consistency and build from there.
And this is where having trading rules and actually sticking to them comes in. Like Levin says, don't just have rules, be ruled by them.
Yeah.
He even shares his personal rules, always using a stop-loss order, stopping trading after 3 losses in a day, and moving stops to break even after hitting a profit target.
And here's a nuance that I think is so important. You have to stick to those rules, even if a trade where you broke them would have been profitable. That's where discipline really comes in. It's about recognizing that one lucky break doesn't validate bad habits.
Right. It's about creating a system that works in the long run, not chasing those occasional wins that come from flying by the seat of your pants.
Right.
It's about consistency and taking emotions out of the equation.
Speaking of taking emotions out of the equation, Levin introduces this idea of flawless execution. And it's not about picking perfect entry and exit points every single time.
Yeah, I was a little confused by that at first, too. It sounded impossible.
It is. What he's really talking about is acting decisively on opportunities without hesitation. He even recommends using simulated trading platforms to practice this. It's like taking batting practice before the big game, right? You're honing your reflexes so that when that perfect pitch comes along, you're ready to swing with confidence.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about eliminating those what-if moments where you hesitate and miss out on a good opportunity.
Exactly. And he's also adamant about avoiding revenge trading. That urge to get even with the market after a loss is a recipe for disaster. Doubling down on a loser because you're angry or frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've all been tempted by that. But Levin makes a compelling case for why it's a losing strategy.
It's interesting because all this talk about controlling emotions makes trading sound almost robotic. Like, are we supposed to become these emotionless trading machines? Where's the human element in all this?
That's a great question. And it brings us to this fascinating concept that Levin introduces. Psycho-cybernetics. It might sound a bit futuristic,
Okay.
but it's really about the power of self-image and visualization to achieve goals.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this psycho-cybernetics thing.
It was developed by Dr. Maxwell Maltz, a plastic surgeon who noticed something fascinating about his patients. He realized that while some experienced profound psychological changes after surgery, others remained pretty much the same, even with significant physical transformation.
Oh, right. Like those patients who got facial surgery but still felt insecure or unhappy with their appearance.
Exactly. That's what led Maltz to believe that our self-image, the mental picture we have of ourselves, plays a huge role in how we experience the world and achieve our goals.
So it's not just about changing the outside, it's about changing how we see ourselves on the inside.
Right. And he even challenges the idea of willpower as the primary driver of change. If our self-image is that of a failure, all the willpower in the world won't overcome that.
So how do we apply this to trading? Are we talking about visualizing ourselves as like Warren Buffett or something?
Not necessarily. It's more about developing a self-image of a successful, disciplined trader.
Yeah.
Someone who makes smart decisions, manages risk, stays calm under pressure, and sticks to their plan. And that's where visualization comes in.
Okay, I'm starting to see the connection here. So by visualizing ourselves acting like successful traders, we can actually start to become more like them.
Exactly. Maltz talked about this thing called the servo mechanism, which is basically an automatic goal-seeking mechanism within our subconscious mind.
So it's like our subconscious mind is constantly trying to align our reality with our dominant mental images.
Precisely. So if we can vividly imagine ourselves making those winning trades, staying calm under pressure, and managing risk effectively, our subconscious mind will start working towards making that vision a reality.
Wow, that's pretty mind-blowing. But to be honest, I'm not sure I'm very good at visualizing things vividly. It all seems a bit, woo-woo to me.
That's a common concern. But Levin provides some very practical exercises that even the most skeptical trader can benefit from.
Now we're talking. Give me the goods. What kind of exercises are we talking about?
One of the simplest, yet most effective exercises is to visualize reaching your daily goal. Picture yourself closing out a profitable trade, marking it on your trading statement, feeling that sense of accomplishment.
So it's not just about seeing the profit, it's about experiencing the whole process.
Exactly. Engage all your senses. See the charts. Feel the click of the mouse as you execute the trade. Even imagine the sound of the alert that tells you you've hit your target. The more vivid the visualization, the more powerful the impact on your subconscious.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about those times when things don't go as planned? I mean, let's be real. Losses are part of the game. How does visualization help with that?
That's where it gets really interesting. Levin talks about visualizing yourself, handling those tough situations with grace and composure. Imagine yourself staying calm after a loss, analyzing what went wrong, and using that knowledge to improve your next trade.
So instead of freaking out and chasing losses, I'm picturing myself staying cool and collected, like a seasoned pro.
Exactly. You're training your mind to respond constructively to those inevitable setbacks. And here's another powerful exercise. Visualize yourself handling a large windfall responsibly. It's not just about fantasizing about being rich. It's about mentally preparing yourself for success.
Ooh, I like that. It's like I'm pre-programming myself to avoid those impulsive decisions that can wipe out gains. Because let's face it, we've all heard those stories of lottery winners who end up broke.
Right. And Levin's point is that our subconscious beliefs about money and success play a huge role in how we manage wealth. So by visualizing ourselves handling a windfall wisely, we're essentially rewiring those beliefs for long-term prosperity.
It's like we're telling our subconscious mind, hey, we're ready for this, we can handle it.
Exactly. And remember, this is an ongoing practice. Consistency is key. It's like going to the gym. One workout won't magically transform your body, but regular exercise over time will. Same with visualization.
Okay, so I'm committed to doing these visualization exercises, but what about those deep-seated beliefs that might be holding me back? The I'm not good enough, or I'll never be a successful trader kind of thoughts.
That's where Levin's discussion of self-sabotage comes in. He argues that many of us have subconscious beliefs that actually prevent us from achieving what we desire, even when we're consciously working towards it.
Wait, so I could be sabotaging my own success without even realizing it?
It happens more often than you think. For example, let's say you have this belief that you don't deserve to make money easily or quickly, even if you have a great trading opportunity right in front of you. That belief might cause you to hesitate, second-guess yourself, or even make a reckless decision that blows up the trade.
Wow, that's kind of scary. But also, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, we all have those inner voices of doubt, right?
Absolutely. And that's why Levin emphasizes the importance of becoming aware of those subconscious beliefs and actively working to reprogram them. And visualization can be a powerful tool for that.
So I can use visualization to not only practice good trading habits, but also to challenge those negative beliefs that might be holding me back.
Exactly. It's about creating a new mental blueprint for success, one that aligns with your conscious goals and aspirations. And speaking of beliefs, Levin brings up a really interesting point about how our perception of time can affect our trading.
Okay, I'm curious. What does time have to do with trading psychology?
Well, he argues that our traditional ideas about work and reward don't apply in the trading world. We're so used to getting paid for the hours we put in. But in trading, you can make or lose a significant amount of money in a matter of minutes.
Right. It's not about punching a clock. It's more about recognizing opportunities and capitalizing on them, regardless of how long it takes.
Exactly. And that can create a lot of internal conflict for people. Levin talks about how our societal conditioning can lead us to believe that we don't deserve to make money quickly or easily. We might even feel guilty about taking profits, especially if we haven't worked hard enough for them.
It's fascinating. So it's almost like our subconscious beliefs about how money should be earned can sabotage our success in trading.
Precisely. And this is where psychocybernetics comes in again. By consciously working on our self-image and our beliefs, we can start to embrace the possibility of achieving financial success in a way that feels aligned with our values.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these concepts are connected. So it's not just about learning technical analysis or developing a trading strategy. It's about cultivating the right mindset, the right beliefs, and the right emotional resilience to navigate the market.
Right. It's about becoming the kind of person who can handle the pressure, the uncertainty, and the inevitable ups and downs of trading without letting emotions dictate their actions. And Levin stresses the importance of this self-improvement as an ongoing process.
So it's not like I reach a certain level of trading success and then I can just coast on autopilot.
Not at all. Trading is a dynamic, constantly evolving field. And to stay ahead of the game, we need to constantly be learning, adapting, and refining our approach.
It's about embracing that growth mindset, always seeking to improve, and never settling for good enough.
And Levin offers a really helpful framework for this ongoing self-improvement process. He encourages us to...
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me what he suggests.
First, he says we need to be brutally honest with ourselves about our trading results. That means taking full responsibility for both our wins and losses. No more blaming the market, the news, or your broker.
You own it, right? It's about recognizing that ultimately we are responsible for our decisions and their outcomes.
Exactly. Second, he says to identify specific areas where you need to improve. This might involve analyzing your trading journal, getting feedback from experienced traders, or even working with a trading coach.
So it's about getting clear on those weaknesses or blind spots that are holding me back.
Exactly. And third, he says to develop a plan for addressing those areas of improvement. That might involve studying new trading techniques, practicing visualization exercises, or working on your emotional regulation skills.
So it's about turning those insights into action. No more just acknowledging my weaknesses, it's about actually doing something about them.
And finally, he says to commit to consistent effort over time. Real change takes time, patience, and persistence. It's about showing up for yourself day after day and putting in the work, even when you don't feel like it.
Okay, that resonates with me. It's about recognizing that this is a journey, not a destination.
And Levin reminds us that this journey of self-improvement isn't just about becoming better traders. It's about becoming better human beings, too.
That's a great point. It's about using the challenges of trading to cultivate those qualities of discipline, resilience, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence that can benefit us in all areas of our lives.
And one of the biggest challenges we face as traders is dealing with fear. Levin talks about how fear can be both helpful and harmful in our lives.
Okay, that's interesting. I can see how fear can be harmful, but how can it be helpful?
Well, in everyday life, fear can protect us from danger. It's a natural response to perceived threats. But in trading, fear can be paralyzing. It can prevent us from taking calculated risks, from acting decisively, and from capitalizing on opportunities.
Yeah, I can relate to that. It's like that feeling of hesitation when you see a great setup, but then doubt creeps in and you miss out on the trade because you're too afraid of losing.
And Levin says that fear can also distort our perception of the market. We start to see patterns that aren't there. Or we overemphasize negative news while ignoring positive indicators. It's like we're selectively filtering information to confirm our worst fears.
So we're actually creating a self-fulfilling prophecy by focusing on the negative.
Exactly. And this can lead to a vicious cycle where fear fuels poor decision-making, which then leads to more losses, which further reinforces the fear.
And that's where we get into those classic trading mistakes, like cutting profits short and letting losses run.
You got it. We snatch small profits off the table because we're afraid of losing what we've gained. But then we cling to losing trades, hoping we'll magically turn around. Levin says this behavior is often driven by a subconscious fear of being wrong.
It's like we'd rather take a small win and feel validated than face the possibility of a bigger loss and have to admit we made a mistake.
Right. And to overcome this fear-driven behavior, Levin stresses the importance of developing complete trust in ourselves and our ability to make sound trading decisions.
That sounds great in theory, but how do we actually cultivate that level of self-trust, especially if we've experienced losses in the past?
Well, Levin dedicates an entire chapter to the power of forgiveness. He says that forgiving ourselves for past trading mistakes is crucial for moving forward with confidence and clarity.
That makes sense. If I'm constantly beating myself up for past losses, it's going to be hard to make those decisions in the present moment.
Exactly. Levin says that holding on to guilt and regret only serves to reinforce negative patterns in our subconscious mind. It's like we're replaying those mistakes over and over again, making it more likely that we'll repeat them.
So how do we actually forgive ourselves? It's easier said than done, right?
Well, it starts with acknowledging the mistake, learning from it, and then consciously choosing to let it go. Levin has this great line where he says, "We do not need to take an emotional position one way or the other regarding detours that might have taken us off course in the past. The important thing is our present direction and our present goal."
It's about focusing on what we can control, our current mindset and our actions in the present moment.
And that brings us back to the idea of visualization. Levin encourages us to visualize ourselves handling future challenges and setbacks with grace and resilience.
So instead of dwelling on past mistakes, I can visualize myself staying calm and focused after a losing trade, learning from it, and coming back even stronger.
Exactly. It's about using visualization to create a new mental script for how you want to respond to adversity.
That's so powerful. It's like I'm training my mind to see setbacks as opportunities for growth, rather than reasons to give up.
And speaking of setbacks, one of the most challenging aspects of trading is dealing with criticism and feedback. Levin has some really insightful thoughts on how to handle that.
Okay, this is something I definitely need help with. I tend to get really defensive when someone critiques my trading, even if they're just trying to be helpful.
It's a natural reaction. But Levin encourages us to view criticism as an opportunity for growth, rather than a personal attack. He says that even negative feedback can contain valuable information, if we're willing to look for it.
So instead of shutting down or getting defensive, I should try to see it as a chance to learn and improve.
Exactly. And he reminds us that not all criticism is created equal. It's important to discern between constructive feedback that can genuinely help us improve and unhelpful criticism that is just meant to tear us down.
Yeah, it's about developing that discernment to filter out the noise and focus on the signal, the information that can actually help us grow.
And to help with that filtering process, Levin suggests surrounding ourselves with supportive people who believe in our potential and encourage our growth.
Oh, absolutely. It's hard to stay motivated and focused when you're surrounded by negativity and doubt. But when you have people who believe in you, it makes a huge difference.
And those supportive people don't have to be fellow traders. They can be friends, family members, mentors, coaches, or anyone who provides that positive energy and encouragement.
It's about building a network of people who lift you up and inspire you to be your best.
Now, one of the most powerful concepts that Levin introduces for managing those inevitable emotional ups and downs of trading is this idea of clearing the calculator.
Yeah, I was really intrigued by that. Can you explain how that technique works?
It's surprisingly simple. Imagine a giant handheld calculator. You see the details of your last trade on the screen, the entry price, the exit price, the profit or loss. Then take a deep breath and visualize yourself pressing the clear button.
So I'm literally picturing myself clearing the calculator.
Exactly. It's a symbolic act of letting go of the past and creating a clean slate for the next trade.
I love that. It's like I'm giving myself permission to start fresh, to approach each new trading opportunity with a clear and focused mind, without carrying the baggage of the previous trade.
Precisely. And you can use this technique not just in trading, but in any area of life where you might be carrying emotional baggage from past experiences.
So if I'm feeling stressed about a work project or holding on to resentment from a past relationship, I could visualize clearing the calculator to release those negative emotions.
Exactly. It's a powerful tool for emotional regulation and mental clarity. And to further enhance that mental clarity, Levin emphasizes the importance of cultivating a calm body, calm mind state.
I've heard that phrase before, but what does it actually mean? How do we achieve that state?
Levin provides a simple but effective relaxation technique. He suggests imagining yourself lying on a bed, and then visualizing your body as a series of rubber balloons. Then imagine valves opening in your feet, allowing the air to escape from your legs, making them feel heavy and relaxed.
And I just continue that process, moving up my body, visualizing the air releasing from my chest, arms, neck, and head.
Exactly. And as you visualize your body becoming more and more relaxed, repeat the phrase, calm body, calm mind.
It's like I'm creating a feedback loop between my physical and mental states. As my body relaxes, my mind follows suit.
Exactly. And the more you practice this technique, the easier it becomes to access that calm and centered state whenever you need it.
That's really helpful. It's like having a secret weapon to combat the stress and anxiety that can come with trading.
And Levin provides a few other relaxation exercises that can be really effective. One of my favorites is visualizing your body as a marionette doll with loose and limp strings.
Oh, I love that imagery. It instantly makes me feel more relaxed just thinking about it.
Right. It's such a vivid representation of complete relaxation. And another simple but powerful technique is to focus on your breathing. Slow down your inhalations and exhalations, and really notice the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe.
It's amazing how such simple techniques can have such a profound impact on our state of mind.
And Levin stresses that consistency is key. The more you practice these relaxation techniques, the easier it becomes to access that calm and centered state, even in the heat of a trading session.
It's like building a muscle of relaxation. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes.
Exactly. And that muscle is essential for success in trading. It allows you to make clear-headed decisions, manage your emotions, and avoid those impulsive reactions that can lead to costly mistakes.
Okay, I'm definitely going to be incorporating these relaxation techniques into my trading routine.
And remember, visualization isn't just about imagining success. It's also about visualizing yourself, handling challenges and setbacks with grace and resilience.
So I might imagine myself staying calm and focused after a losing trade, analyzing what went wrong, and using that experience to improve my next trade.
Exactly. It's about training your mind to respond to adversity in a way that empowers you rather than defeats you.
It's about seeing those inevitable setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than reasons to give up.
Now, as we move towards wrapping up our deep dive into the secrets of emotion-free trading, I want to emphasize that the real work starts now, as you take these principles and apply them to your own trading.
It's about experimenting with different techniques, finding what works best for you, and making those practices a regular part of your trading routine.
And remember, this is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs, breakthroughs, and setbacks along the way. But if you stay committed to the process of self-improvement, the rewards can be truly transformative.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired and ready to take action. But before we wrap up, are there any other key insights or techniques that you think are particularly important for mastering the mental game of trading?
One thing that really stands out to me is Levin's emphasis on developing what he calls a trader's mindset.
Okay, I'm all ears. What exactly does that entail?
It's about shifting your perspective from that of an amateur to a professional.
So it's about more than just the technical skills.
Absolutely. It's about approaching trading as a business with a clear plan, a disciplined approach, and a commitment to continuous improvement.
Yeah, I can see how that would make a huge difference. If you're just dabbling in the market, it's easy to get caught up in the emotions of each trade. But if you're treating it like a business, you're more likely to make rational decisions based on your strategy rather than your feelings.
Exactly. And part of that professional mindset is developing the ability to detach from the outcome of each individual trade.
Oh, that sounds really hard. I mean, isn't it natural to get excited about wins and disappointed by losses?
Of course those emotions are going to come up. But Levin argues that if we let those emotions dictate our actions, we're setting ourselves up for disaster.
So it's about recognizing those emotions, but not letting them control our behavior.
Exactly. It's about developing the discipline to stick to your plan, even when you're feeling tempted to deviate.
Okay, I can see how that would be crucial for long-term success. But how do we actually develop that level of detachment? It sounds almost superhuman.
Well, it starts with shifting our focus from the outcome of each individual trade to the process.
So instead of obsessing over whether this particular trade is going to be a winner or a loser, I should focus on following my plan and executing my strategy correctly.
Exactly. And by focusing on the process, you're taking the emphasis off those short-term emotional swings and putting it on the things you can actually control, your actions, your discipline, your commitment to continuous improvement.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about shifting my mindset from trying to win every trade to building a sustainable trading system that will generate consistent profits over time.
Exactly. And Levin provides some really helpful tips for cultivating this process-oriented mindset. One of my favorites is to create a detailed trading plan and then treat it like a sacred document.
So it's not just about having a plan, it's about honoring that plan and holding myself accountable to it.
Exactly. Write down your entry and exit rules, your risk management strategy, your profit targets, everything, and then stick to it religiously, no matter what.
It's like having a set of commandments for my trading.
I love that analogy. And by following those commandments, you're essentially taking the emotion out of the decision-making process.
Because I've already made those decisions in advance, when I was thinking clearly and rationally, not in the heat of the moment when emotions are running high.
Precisely. And another key aspect of developing a trader's mindset is to cultivate a deep understanding of your own strengths and weaknesses.
Okay, that's important in any field, right? Knowing what you're good at and what you need to work on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's especially crucial in trading, where your emotions can easily exploit your weaknesses.
So if I know that I tend to get impatient and chase trades, I can put systems in place to prevent myself from making those impulsive decisions.
Exactly. And if you know that you tend to get overconfident after a winning streak, you can develop strategies to keep your ego in check and stay disciplined.
It's about knowing your triggers and developing safeguards to protect yourself from your own worst impulses.
Exactly. And this self-awareness is an ongoing process. It's not something you achieve overnight. It requires constant reflection, feedback, and a willingness to learn from your mistakes.
It's about embracing that growth mindset and recognizing that there's always room for improvement.
Now, as we wrap up this deep dive into the secrets of emotion-free trading, I want to emphasize that the real power of this book lies in its practical applications.
You know, I was really impressed by the specific exercises and techniques that Levin provides. It's not just theoretical concepts, it's actionable advice that we can implement in our trading right away.
And those techniques are designed to address the full spectrum of challenges that traders face, from managing fear and greed to developing discipline and resilience.
It's a comprehensive toolkit for mastering the mental game of trading.
And one final thought I want to leave you with is this. Remember that trading is a journey of self-discovery. It's not just about making money. It's about learning about yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, and your potential.
It's about using the challenges of the market to grow as a trader and as a human being.
And if you embrace that journey with an open mind and a commitment to continuous improvement, the rewards can be truly transformative.
This has been an incredible deep dive. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of the importance of trading psychology and the tools I need to develop a winning mindset. Thank you so much for guiding me through this material.
It's been my pleasure. And remember, the real work starts now, as you take these principles and apply them to your own trading journey.
I'm excited to put these insights into action and see the results. Until next time.